to Evergreen Creators. Today we're going to be talking about how to build online businesses and then sell them for massive profits. So I'm real excited. I'm all in on this, and it's just going to be an epic journey. I'm just super excited. So my first word of advice is to anybody out there who's ever made $1 online. If you made $1, you should probably keep doing whatever it did that got that $1, because the funny thing is this is going full circle. Literally the first $1 I ever made online was selling websites. So I got hooked onto like marketing, and then I jumped onto the drop shipping thing when that was the cool thing to do. Drop shipping is still pretty cool, and I had 3 websites. So my first one was goodyogis.com, a yoga website. And then my next one was Lucky's Locker, where I sold like video games and weird stuff. And then I had another one that was it was dog stuff. It was like dog toys and like weird stuff. And I would try and drop ship stuff from China, and I sold a whole bunch of them. But in order to get the product, it took 30 days to get to the customer, and by that point they were pissed, I was pissed, and it was just like a ridiculous business plan. But what I wound up doing is I wound up selling all 3 of those websites. I sold Good Yogis for $400, I sold Lucky's Locker for $500, I sold the dog one for like $800 or something like that. And I made more money selling the websites than I ever did, drop shipping or doing anything with it, but I was able to get some traffic. This whole process that we're going to be going through today, I call making is money sites. Okay, so build and sell online businesses. And the whole idea is that we're going to, first of all, the ones that I'm going to be creating is number 1, easy money. I have a very, very hardcore research process that finds products and things like that I can rank for easily, make passive income, or scale to the next level. The next one is going to be purpose. I want to create businesses with a purpose. Now, we're going to be selling all sorts of things to these businesses, but I want the whole general idea of what some of these businesses to actually have a purpose that is going to be beneficial for the world. Like I want to do some stuff for meditation, some yoga, some beekeeping, websites and businesses based around good things that are going to be coming to the world. And then number 3 is scalability. I want to take some of these and absolutely scale them to the moon. I've been doing a lot of research. So websites like NerdWallet or Entrepreneur, or I don't know, there's a bunch, but they're just content websites. And those have endless scalability power. And it's just incredibly powerful to know that if you get into one of these niches and you create a website and it builds it up over time, that the profits are endless, because there's always going to be customers in that niche. There's always going to be people looking for the answers or learning about those, and it's just going to build and build and build. So now we're going to get into the brass tacks of building these money sites. First one is you need a domain. Your domain is going to cost between $12 and $27 if you're going to buy the protection of your information and stuff like that. You're going to need hosting. Your hosting is going to be about $100 a year. You can probably get it for cheaper, but good hosting, $100 a year is reasonable. Your theme to build it is about $89 a year. I'll be using Divi and Thrive themes to build all of mine. I might mess around with Elementor, I don't know. And then email marketing, you're going to need a CRM. Most CRMs, though, are free up to your first 1,000 emails. And then here's where most of the money that you're going to spend is going to be. It's going to be on research. So the one SEO tool that I just can't live without right now is called Surfer SEO, and it's awesome. And then Surfer SEO, and then I think it's called like Mango's Keyword Research. Those are the only 2 tools that I'm willing to pay, but they're $59 a month. $59 a month is $708 a year. But what's cool about Surfer SEO is it tells you exactly when you are creating, or when your competition is creating content and publishing, how long the content that they're publishing is, and where they're getting most of their traffic from, as well as all the other keyword research. So that's the way to be. So your super basic costs, all right, if you're bootstrapping it, is going to be $217 a year. Okay, if you're going to be buying the research tool and you're going to be going all in on it, it's going to be $925 per year, which is nothing. Okay, let me explain why this is so exciting. You can spend $215. We'll just say that $215 for a business for a whole year, and then so in order to get profitable, it takes about 3 months to get to authority mode. After you're in authority mode, it takes about 3 more months to become profitable. That's only 6 months invested. At 9 months, you're in the green for the rest of the business's life for these affiliate sites. So you just have to have market stamina, basically. And you have to build these websites, but you spend $215 per year. That's just for one. If you're going to build multiple like I am, that cost actually goes down a lot by how many you're going to build. But you can sell these websites for up to $10,000. It's called selling them for a multiplier. So online websites that have proving traffic, proving profits, they can sell for up to 4 times to 18 times the profits that they're getting per month, because the evaluation of selling a business is built like that. You don't buy the business for how much it's making now, you buy the business for how much it's going to be making in the future. That's what these people are looking for. What the people that are looking to buy these websites are looking for, they're looking for websites that are out of the Google sandbox, they're looking for websites that are making a profit, and they're looking for websites that have value. So you're going to be building an email list, you're going to be building a YouTube channel, you're going to be building the ranking on SEO is the main one, because anything that's on the first page of Google shows that Google likes that website, so people are going to want to buy that website more than they are of a website that doesn't have any traffic. Now, bootstrapping one of these for $215 is nothing. You could actually just buy the domain and hosting, and you'd be set without buying a theme, without buying the research tools. But that's just the real basic stuff. Okay, so now that I've told you the basic costs of how to do this, you have to also build the content. But let's just talk about the types of money sites that are out there. The types of money sites that are out there are Google AdSense, where you basically build these websites, huge over time, and then people come to your website to read your information, and you have all these little Google ads. You've all seen those. They pop up, they're on the bottom, they're everywhere. The next one is selling ad space. Say you have a specific niche and you have traffic coming to that niche, you can actually sell space on your blogs to specific businesses that are in that niche and get a commission from them for more than what you could get from Google AdSense. Number 3 is affiliate marketing, and that's what most people think of. Most people think of when you're going to build an affiliate website or you're going to build an online business, you're going to be selling affiliate products. And it turns out that Amazon affiliate is just kind of poop in this year 2020. You can still make a ton of money, but they're only paying out 3%. And I was doing a lot of research, and I found that eBay, crazily enough, will pay you up to 50% commissions for products, as well as Best Buy, Home Depot, Walmart actually has an incredible affiliate offer for any sort of physical products. And what you would do for for physical products is you would basically have a specific niche, like, me and Robert were going to build Yeti Overland, and that's for like trucks and things like that are going overland. So you'd be basically doing camping equipment for your trucks. You'd be doing reviews on truck upgrades and things like that, and just camping in general, and just like living in the outdoors in your vehicle and going off-roading and things like that. So then you would just pick the products that you know something about or you like, and you would write really detailed reviews on these videos, and you would have the traffic be super specific for each product, so that when someone goes to Amazon, goes to Walmart, goes to whatever you're recommending, they'll see that they will be able to go to your website to see your opinion. And the truth of the matter is, nowadays, more than ever, people like to buy things where there's content on it and they can learn more about it before they make the purchase. That's what you're offering. Think about the last expensive thing you did. How many weird YouTube videos did you watch before you went and bought it? It's not very often that we just split decision buy something. We like to educate ourselves. Even if we know everything about it, we still like to educate ourselves before we make the purchase. So that's the value that you're adding when you're building one of these marketing products or these other things like that. Okay? The next way that you can monetize your sites is through donations. I have a few projects that I'm going to be solely based asking for donations. They're Save Earth projects and then other nonprofits, but that's still a way that you can monetize if you build a big enough authority and you build a big enough brand. The next way that you can make money is selling your own products and services. And that's what Evergreen Creators is really all about. So digital products is what I'm going to be going into after I show you guys this, but I'm all about publishing, creating printable products, creating courses. I'm really learning how to make my own software now to get, if you want to get really weird with it. And there's lots of other products that you can make. You can white label products where some company somewhere else makes the product and then you just slap your name on it. You can invent your own products. I actually make lots of carvings and lots of wood products, and I ship them all over the country. And it's just a great way to also monetize your site once you get a lot of traffic. Sponsored content. I have sponsors on my podcast. I have sponsors on other things. And it's another great way to monetize, but you have to have a big enough awareness and you have to have a big enough audience to do that. Okay, and then but there's also memberships. You can sell coupons, you can sell affiliate links, and you can sell courses and coaching. Coaching is a big, awesome niche because there's a lot of good coaches out there that aren't ranking, that don't know how to make a SEO website. So I was looking, and there's like entrepreneur coach you could rank for really easily, marketing strategist, and you could build websites specifically around coaching, and then you could just pay a commission and you can flip these out. But what I'm really looking forward to is building these websites and then selling them. So that's my main method of monetization. But while we're building it, while we're getting profitable, if you want the most hands-off way to make money on these is you either, affiliate marketing, you create your own product, or you do Google AdSense. Like, those are the basics. Now, once you start to think about what type of business you're going to make and that you're going to sell, you have to come up with a way that you're going to do content management. That's how these websites are all going to build themselves. They're not going to build themselves. Somebody has to sit down and write out each page of content. Now, honestly, there's a lot of ways to just simply, what's the word I'm looking for? Spin content. And that's fine. I've spun tons of content for lead generation websites, but it's not going to necessarily make the buyer buy something. So what you do when you first start one of these websites, for the first 3 months, you're not going to get any traffic. You're going to get very little, if any, traffic, or you're going to have to truly force the traffic to your website. Now, once you start gaining momentum, though, of creating these contents, discovering all the topics, writing and outsourcing the content, publishing the content, it's all going to start to snowball and build on each other. Once you get to about 3 months, when you get out of the Google sandbox, you're going to become what's called authority mode, or what I call authority mode, which means every article that you publish after you're out of the sandbox, you're going to start ranking for right away. And that means you're in authority mode. So for the first 3 months, you're really going to have to bootstrap. You're not going to see a lot of results. You're going to get kind of pissed off. But you just keep on plugging away, and doing this content. Now, I'm not going to do any of my content. I'm going to outsource it all on Upwork, all on Fiverr, I really want to pay people a quality wage, but I'm not going to for these projects because I don't know if they're going to be profitable. So I'm going to try and get as many articles written for as dirt cheap as humanly possible. On Upwork, I'm finding that I can have people literally write me a manuscript for 25 pages or 250 pages for $150. Okay, from those manuscripts, I give them the outline. For my website, every single chapter, every single page can become a page on my website that can start delivering me traffic. Plus, I can sell that manuscript on Amazon for like 99 cents, and I can just start making money right away from my publishing and get my $150 back from that, as well as adding traffic to the website. Another way that you can do is just go on Fiverr. Now, the thing that you don't really want is copyright crap. There's a lot of people that have these little blueprints out there, and they just are writing articles for people's website, but it's the same article, and you can get in trouble for that. But regardless, you have to understand how you're going to build your website's content. Now, here's the cool thing. The first project that you have can be just kind of an experiment, just getting your feet wet. But you can create really incredible SOPs for your affiliate websites, for teaching the next VA, for teaching somebody on Upwork, so that every time you just have this system where people come in, they make awesome content for your website, and if they for some reason stop producing or they just don't pan out, you at least have something that can go to the next VA so that they can learn how to make more money. And once you have a full team building these websites for you, you can really start to scale and make a lot of money. Now again, $215, and my goal is to make $10,000 in about a year and a half. Maybe even in 9 months I could start selling these websites if I don't have any love for it. But at about a year and a half, I'm thinking I can make about $10,000 from each one of these websites, and that's the minimum. That's the lowest possible barrier that I'm willing to sell, because all these websites are going to be profiting at that point. But it's just getting through that initial 3 months, getting to that authority mode, and then breaking through into profits again at about 9 months. Okay, so after you've figured out how you're going to do the content to really build these websites, you have to figure out what you're going to do for promotion. You know, are you going to be doing any ads to get to your websites? Are you going to be doing any press releases for your websites? Are you going to be blog commenting to get your backlinks, guest posting, social media, and so much more? Because websites nowadays aren't just a website anymore. You create what is called a web entity. Your web entity involves all your social media accounts. It involves all your citations, all your blogs that you've commented on. And once you get a massive amount of these, that's when your website's really going to gain authority, and when it's really going to be getting traffic and becoming something that's actually going to make you money. Now, the way that I do SEO is working, and I never worry about getting hit by an update, or basically, I just don't worry about that stuff, because I do like a gray hat type of SEO. And the way that I do SEO is I build these massive web entities. Okay, so I not only have my website, but I have, YouTube, Twitter, Pinterest, Blogger, all of these different entities all set up. And then I send the links to those entities, not to my money site, and that's how I rank. After you've figured out what sort of outreach, what sort of other ways that you're really going to be able to make money, it's time to create a CRM for these websites. Here's where things get really cool. So if you have one of these websites all set up, right, you create email marketing campaigns. These websites are going to essentially be passive income. But what you do is you set up an auto-responding series for these websites. And once you have a lot of these websites, you're going to have massive email lists that you can reach out to at any given moment and just, try and advertise more, try and sell more. But what you really want to do is have it on autopilot, and you want to have an email marketing plan that goes something like this, okay? So you capture people's emails through lead magnets, through people coming to your website and purchasing things. Once you have a substantial email list, you have your constant drip, right, of regular emails. And these regular emails are all going to be highly filled with great content, okay? You do one every other day, one every day of content until you get that first click, okay? Your whole email campaign is going to be just to get the click. Once you get a click and you know that someone is interested more in what you're offering, that person is going to automatically in your CRM get put into the next level of emails. The next level of emails is what I call the cash now machine. The cash now machine basically uses what's the word? It's like scarcity tactics to make people purchase more from you, right? But all your first level of autoresponders is just incredible content, helpful. As soon as somebody clicks and you know that they're super interested in, they're going to be getting about 4 emails over the next 4 days that you're going to offer them a special discount. Now don't offer them some fake made up discount. Make them a real deal, like 50% off of some products, or a bundle package is going to be on sale for the next 4 days. And for the next 4 days, they're going to get hit with 2 emails a day telling them that this is only going to last so long, this is going to be going away, this is a great opportunity. And on the 4th day, you're going to say, okay, this is the last chance that you have, and you're going to hit them a couple times with the email. This is the last chance you have to buy this at this deal, and the price goes up tomorrow. I guarantee you, for any business, if you set up an autoresponder series that just has those emails in it, when they get to the cash now part, which is after the first click, you're going to make money on that 4th day. They're going to get that first email, that second email, that third email, that 4th email, and that 4th email is going to say, this is the last opportunity. And boom, you are going to make more money than you ever have. And you constantly have traffic flowing into this email and CRM responder. And if you have a system set up like that, you're going to be able to sell this business for way more, as well as make profits and keep growing. Okay, now that you have heard my ramble essentially on how these businesses are going, let's start talking more about building the actual online websites. Okay, so I want to find easy to make money niches, right? And so I do a lot of keyword research. And how do I find those niches? Well, on Google, they have a keyword planner, right? Plus all the other things, but they tell you how many searches lots of categories have, right, for that specific interest. So I want to find big problems though, because I don't want to make tiny, worthless websites. I want to solve big problems. I want to solve problems that people are going to pull out their wallets for. People are going to start paying for right now. The big ones, are health, wealth, and love, in relationships and things like that. So if I'm going to go into, say, the lose weight niche, right? I really am going to have to work really hard to ever get traffic in the lose weight niche. But if I can niche down that into, say, like the keto diet and specifically make the keto diet, or if I can make up some other new diet and make that happen, then I'm solving a real problem. My business has real legs if it ever starts going. And that's more or less what people are going to want to buy. If I specifically went to the niche inside of that and I turned that into home gyms, right, and I focus strictly on home gyms, then I have a content that I can truly make and I can truly scale. Now let's think about this at an even bigger level, right? So first we're going to sell affiliate products, okay, on this website. Let's go with the home gym. I like that idea. So we're going to make affiliate products and reviews for all the home gym products and things like that. And then we're going to build tons and tons of content for the first 3 months until we go into, again, what I call authority mode. For those first 3 months, we're just going to say, let's just blast out, like shotgun blast, as much content as humanly possible on at-home gyms. As just every day, me, a VA, Fiverr, somebody else is going to be blasting out content on this website, okay? After about 3 months, we're finally going to have enough data where certain articles are going to be getting a lot more traffic than others. And then at a certain moment, you're going to see the traffic just shoot up. Boom, you're going to be out of the Google sandbox, and you're going to then start monetizing more. You're going to see what your niche really cares about. You're going to be having these pixels. Pixels are a great way to make money too, because let's say you have all this data on the home gym niche. There are thousands of other businesses that could take that pixel information and retarget it on Facebook. And I've done this before, where you sell that pixels data for a month for $1,000. So then your website's already making way more money than $215. But what I wanted to go on is we're thinking big. Okay, so first you get out of the sandbox, you go into the authority mode. Now let's think about other ways that we can make money. The cool thing about the home gym niche is we could go on Fiverr and we can find somebody on Fiverr to make us a home workout. I know they do it in yoga, I know they do it for meditation, but you can have somebody on Fiverr create a whole home gym workout series. Now you're selling courses that you own the profits for on this niche website. Next, you can go on Amazon and you go to Upwork and you have somebody write you a book. The book will be all about home gyms. Now you have a published book, you have an online digital course that you can sell, and if you wanted to get super weird with it, you could start a software that helps people track how much they've done in their home gym and how much workouts they need to do for that day. You see how this can just scale to the moon? And all those things are very doable, and you might be worrying, oh, how do I make the tech work for me? How do I build this or build that? It's all doable. It's not something that you cannot figure out in less than a month. I guarantee any of these projects can become, you can learn how to do it super fast. That's what I'm trying to get at, is the technology is there now, where with a click of a button you can have a website. With a few clicks of a button, you can have a course. A few clicks of a button, you can have a book published for you. You just have to know the roadmap to go on to make these businesses, to truly scale them. And then if you want to sell them or if you want to ride them out. Now, what you're going to discover when you're building your first couple of these businesses online is you're going to find niches within niches that are also profitable. And that's really the next step. So you scale your content, and you have a beautiful habit of constantly creating new posts, creating new content for your website so that your website can grow. And in the content, you're going to find new niches inside that niche that you can also become profitable, that can also transform into new projects. So again, we're thinking easy. Now, I've told you this before, but what I want to find are niches that are easy money. I want to find businesses that have a purpose. And while I'm building these, I want to create incredible SOPs for building these businesses. That way I can find VAs in the Philippines and I can pay them, $100, $200 a week, and I can give them the courses on how to write these reviews, how to write do the social media, all the things that are important to my business. So that's what you want to do on your first one, is you want to really just focus on creating the habit loops of making it more successful and creating the SOPs. How do you do that? Well, you do kind of like I'm doing right now, where you talk it out, you make video recordings, and then you can even sell that as a course. And what's going to happen is after your first business, after your first couple of these businesses, you're going to have these standards of operation that is going to be worth more money than any business you built, because you're going to know how to take this structure and put it into any situation, any niche, and you're going to be the CEO. You're going to be the one sitting back, looking and doing the research. Once you find the niche that you want to go into, then you can just then you can implement the SOPs, and then you can train the VAs, and then they can run themselves out on their own. And this is the true awesomeness of what I'm calling money sites. Now, most people think that these should be affiliate sites, okay? But if you think outside the box, I'm thinking you can build just about any business that can be done online or service online nowadays, and you can take that to the next level. I'm thinking you can make an editing website, right? Where you select video editors, audio editors, book editors, right? So then you can just find members on Fiverr to do the actual work, and you're basically drop shipping services, okay? Or you can do drop shipping businesses, or you can do affiliate businesses. Regardless, the name of the game is awareness, right? So you have to know that you're getting awareness, that people are actually out there coming to your website. Once you start to get a lot of traffic and a lot of awareness, then you have to master the products. You have to master monetizing in as much ways as possible. And then finally you have to master the sale of those products. And then you have to master the CRM. But once you get those 4 legs down, you have an incredible business that can take you anywhere, that you can sell for lots of money. All right, now again, I want to think bigger, because that's just who I am. And I think creating you create the website, right? So the first 3 months is going to just be brutal. You're just going to bust out as much content as you humanly can, really narrowing in on what this niche is, because Google likes organization. Google likes authority, relevance, and trust. Okay, so if you want to become an authority, you have to have as much information on that website as humanly possible. If you want to have relevance, you have to have the most relevant information on that niche and the topic as possible. And if you want trust, you have to be around for a while, and you have to as well carry the rest of that with you. So if you want to rank in Google to get the SEO factor, then you get that awareness, because people will be coming to your website. You'll be getting organic traffic that you didn't have to pay for, that you didn't have to do much except for you had to put out all the content, okay? Then you can start selling online courses for your niche. You can start creating software. You can start publishing. You can start creating merch. And you can scale it if it's an information website, or you can set up events. Really, the sky is the limit. The name of the game is just getting started. Start by buying a domain and building the website out. And then you can go from there, and you can really start to scale this thing and have some legs. Now, if you're on the live stream, we'll just kind of speak about it. But let's just check out where I'm getting these numbers from for selling these businesses for so much money. Okay, the main place that people are selling these online businesses is going to be Empire Flipper and Flippa. Now, on Empire Flipper, they have a massive list where people are buying websites and online businesses all the time. And it just really depends on what you're doing. But most of these businesses are selling for $100,000, $500,000. Like the cheapest one that's even on here is $50,000. Oh wait, that's for all. Let me do all monetization. So what's cool about Empire Flippers is once you become a member, then you're not going to have to pay as much when you want to sell these businesses. You're going to get all the information and all the data. There's lots of cool stuff. But like, look at this. So this gift store, which is an Amazon FBA, only makes $1,000 a month. They're selling it for $30,000. Okay, that's a 27 multiple. And this all comes back to, what is the value of what you're selling? Okay, you could sell books, you can sell merchandise, you can sell printable stuff, and those are all low profit type of things. What really is the most valuable thing in the culture today in people's minds? It's a business. Okay, it's a house, it's an office, it's a business. It's things that are actual substance. People have this perception though in their mind that if they buy a business, they're buying something real. They're buying something of great value, and that's what we're really going for. So you want to not only I want to find the easy niches, but I want to find the ones that are going to really speak. That if they absolutely take off, people are going to be like, I'm already in this business, or I want to buy a business in this niche. This is relatable to me. It's making this much money. I've got more money than God. I'm going to buy your business for a ton of money. Look at this. This is a home business. Makes $531 a month. They're selling it for $1,500. It's just crazy. This is good money though. So you just have to put in the little bit of work, follow the process, and you'll be good. This business has been around for 3 years and 5 months. It's old, but it's still selling for a 15 multiple. That's just crazy to me. And some of these probably aren't going to work. Some of them are going to be home runs, and some of them are just not going to be. Now, when we go to Flippa is where I sold my first Shopify websites. So they have a lot of different options that you can check out for what these websites are going. And you could even just go to these websites and you can see what the ideas behind the websites are. And you could just copy that and it can go from there. Like, where's the one? I found one yesterday that I really liked. It was just dog jackets. And I just thought it was so funny that somebody made a whole website about little dog jackets. And they were selling it for like $1,500. It was just, this is such a, here it is. lifejacketdx.com. All right, they're selling it. It makes $1 a month. I might bid on it. I'll bid $2. But this is an example of an extreme niche. It's only been around for 10 months. They're already selling it. This guy has already sold 15 different businesses for $25,000. So there's lots of money in building these websites and then selling them. I actually like the idea of also just buying websites that are already made, doing a little bit of SEO, because most SEOs are lazy, and then selling them. So the cool thing that I also wanted to show you is under all monetization here, this really gives you an idea of all the ways that people are building these businesses, building these brands, and then can sell them. So you have AdSense, advertising, affiliate, Amazon Associates, Amazon FBA, Amazon FBM, Amazon KDP, Amazon Merch, applications, digital product, drop shipping, e-commerce, info product, lead generation, other SaaS service subscription. So once you really figure out what your business is, once you really figure out what the thing that you're going to be building is and how it makes money, you can either sell it or you can ride it for the long haul. What a lot of people are telling me is that they get their Amazon websites to a real good point at about like 2 years, and it's at its peak, it's at its highest, and they sell all out, and then they tend to dwindle off. So that's a good idea if you're building up a website. Get out at the peak or just ride it out if you really love what it is. But this can become a whole business of building and selling things online. Like, look at this. What is this? They sell face shields. Oh my gosh. There's just so many niches. You think there's a lot of competition, so you're not going to get into a niche. And there's just so many products. Every product on Amazon, you could potentially make a website. I'm not saying to do that. I'm just saying these guys sell face shields, the site is 1 month old, and it made $5,000, so now they're selling it. Think about that. That's crazy. Okay, now that we've talked about monetizing it through affiliates, monetizing it through those things, what I want to talk about is the numbers on selling websites like this, like NerdWallet. They have their niche. They talk about money. They have exactly that. They are the go-to money website. Money moves. Okay, you got credit cards, investing, insurance, student loans, mortgages, personal loans. This website is worth like $1 billion, and there's no stopping them. Every single person in the world wants to learn more about money. Not every single person. A lot of people do, though. So there's no stopping them from scaling to the moon with AdSense, subscriptions, things of that nature. So I want to create these businesses that have purpose, but I also just want to create businesses that can scale to the absolute moon, because I know how to do this crazy SEO and crazy marketing tactics that can blow it up out of the water. Now, the name of the game is going to be, first, doing incredible research. And then number 2 is doing the damn work. So, once you figure out how to do the damn work, where you have SOPs and you have their businesses be able to pay for themselves, that's when it can really get fun. But my goal is to make 9 of these websites. Okay, I'm going to have 3 that are just for the super easy money, just like the easiest niche I could possibly rank for. I'm going to sell freaking mamba meat or something, guano coffee, things like that. And then the other 3 I'm going to do are all going to have extreme purposes, real world helping people purposes. And then the other 3 I'm going to do is businesses that can just absolutely scale to the freaking moon. All right, so those are the businesses that I'm going to be personally making to sell, and I really look forward to doing this work. I'm going to show some of them live for a long period of time. It's going to be a sequence. I'm calling it Money Sites. I'm going to actually, I'm going to have a website all set up for that. So check out moneysites.io or something. And I'm just excited about this. So again, the big idea is like what you can sell all sorts of high ticket products, but what is the highest perceptive value product that someone will buy? And a business that makes more money is just cake. That's something that anyone would like to have. And if you have it in you, like I have it, because I've built so many freaking businesses, now I have the idea that I'm going to build these brands, build these websites, do the research, get out, or keep them on. Then I know exactly where I'm going. I have a structure. I'll put together my SOPs. It's just going to be an incredible process. So that is today's show. I hope you guys appreciate it. Check out a free course that I have in the description if you're watching it on YouTube. Check out all the rest of my stuff. And I'm going to be talking about this a lot. So building websites, money sites, selling them, it's the name of the game, along with everything else. I got some real good stuff coming out. You guys take care. Namaste.